Hi everybody, welcome to Built to be Seen.
For people ready to show up. I'm Toby.
And I'm Caz. Are you ready to be seen? So everybody, we have had a little bit of a rebrand, haven't we, Toby?
A little bit of a change of, I was going to say change of scenery, but we've not changed the scenery at all. But yeah, new identity for us going forward.
Yeah, change of direction, a little pivot, and something that will enable us to take this even further forward as we go along, won't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just dive into what was the first reason to why we have had this pivot, Toby?
Are we sharing the other guy?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
okay.
it.
Yeah, so it turned out that I didn't realise, because obviously your searches probably prioritise what you've been looking for. So I just thought the Brand New podcast came up for everybody who searched for it. But it turns out there's another podcast in America with a guy who's probably doing really, really well talking about personal branding called Brand New. So first and foremost, that was probably a reason to do so.
Yeah. And I feel like he can thank us later, can't he? Because we've been sending some traffic his
That's
way.
it, yeah. All of his UK listeners have gone through the roof, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's probably why we get listeners in Africa and all sorts of other places that show up on the map. So it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
But I think it's a lesson to be learned, isn't it? About branding, about making sure you've searched all those different places before you decide on something. But there's other reasons too.
Yeah, but I also think it's quite we're all for not holding yourself back and stopping yourself. Just get out there, do something,
Yeah.
do it imperfect, learn as you go. And I think this is a great example of that as well. And something that people shouldn't fear. You can do all the searches that you can, but sometimes you are going to miss things. The internet and the world is huge, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes we're going to miss stuff. So I think it's fine, just go out there and do it, but be prepared to pivot and kind of go a different direction. So I was researching it as well when I found it, because I thought, oh gosh, are we doing something illegal? Should we not have the same name? But again, as legally wise, I think, and don't quote me on this, I'm not a lawyer, but if it isn't trademarked, then actually anyone can have it because it's not trademarked, but also a podcast can be titled anything as well. So there's some things to watch out for there.
Yeah.
But again, it's not necessarily you're going to get into so much trouble if you've done this. I think what's really good about us finding it now is it's enabled us to kind of, before we go into season 4, to have that stop and that reset and to think, okay, this is what we've created so far. We want this to continue growing. So, what do we represent now? How are we showing up? How's it been so far? What do we want to do next?
Yeah.
And kind of that, just look to the future a bit more with it, which has been really nice, isn't it?
It really has been. And we recommend, or certainly have given advice in previous episodes, that with regards to your personal branding, have those milestones where you stop and you look back and go, okay, 12 months ago, what did the picture look like? What does my business look like now? Do I need to be tweaking things as we go? And you're exactly right. It's given us that opportunity to go, looking forward, what do we want this podcast to be? How do we want to help support people? And what value do we need to be sharing? It certainly gives us that pivot point. There was also a photographer who runs a magazine called Brand New. So there's lots of, we thought it was a great idea when we came up with that day. When you have those aha moments and then you realise other people have had it.
Sounded good, felt good. And do you know what? It enabled us to get something off the ground.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's great. It's been great. But it's time for a bit of a rejig. So
let's tweak.
We have decided today, we've done more research into it this time, but decided today to go with Built to be Seen. And I feel like I did some research behind the scenes, got a few options for us, and I brought that to Toby this morning, and then we've gone through it. But for me, Built to be Seen was my top one of the 3 that I'd kind of whittled it down to, because in my gut, I thought, oh, this feels really good. And then when I showed you it, and you went, my gut feeling is...
That's the one that's
Built
stuck.
to be Seen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it really sums up kind of what we're about, in that our advice isn't about like, you know, you have to be out there, you have to, you know, force yourself into uncomfortable places. It's actually about how can we give you the tools to kind of build the confidence to do that for yourself, to kind of help show up, help make your brand and your services visible, but in a way that is sustainable and isn't just going to terrify you, and, you know, if it's not something you enjoy, just tear you down to a point where you eventually stop doing it. You know, because the way the current climate is you know, we do have to be showing up online, we do have to be present and be seen in order to kind of fight against any competition that's out there or similar offerings, you know. And your personality and your personal brand is what's going to help you do that, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
you got to be out there to get these opportunities. But I think the word built is a really good one, because it's not that you're, again, fully formed and you're there yet, but you're like building. We're building people up. We're being built up by doing this and creating this and going along this journey. We're doing it in our own businesses, brands, working lives. We're building constantly. And it's never that you get to this destination and it's final. So I think built to be seen works really well, because it's a constant growth journey.
absolutely. We'll be the first to admit we're not like up here, we know everything, you know, because the whole climate is changing in terms of what you need to be doing, and we're constantly trying to keep on top of everything so that we can then help people at home and our own clients and our respective businesses, you know, share the best advice we can. But you're right, that journey never stops, does it?
Never stops, exactly. So I think that's good. But I also think the title Built to be Seen, with Brand You and the Ultimate Personal Branding podcast, I did start to feel at the end we're kind of pigeonholed a little bit. Like, we want to talk about lots of different things, and we are humans and we have so many experiences and so much growth in our own lives to still have, that again, it kind of opens the subjects up, doesn't it, a bit more. So it will still be about personal branding elements, photography elements, visuals, getting out and about, confidence, but it's much bigger than just that one path in it, which is exciting.
Yeah, I agree. And we also ventured into talking about how personal branding can actually help employees within a business as well. So suddenly it was like our advice wasn't just for the individual who ran their own business or had a side hustle. We found that the advice we were giving was just as useful to established businesses as well, to help them grow in the way that things are changing, that individuals need to be showing up within an infrastructure of an organisation. So actually now Built to be Seen gives us the legs to kind of offer even more advice to a wider audience.
Yeah. I recently as well, so Quirk's been acquired by Marketing Labs, so they're digital marketing, so that's a big change. But also digital marketing means a broader spectrum to being seen as well, so it's not just personal branding anymore. There's that side of it, but you've also got, again, the business branding side of it, and the business, you know, the SEO, PPC, Google Ads and stuff like that, and socials and things. So there's going to be even more knowledge that I've gained and am gaining in this as well, that I think could help loads of people. So I think it's just going to unlock more for our audience, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I am, yeah. And I just want to encourage everybody out there to not be scared when changes happen. Take your time, go through it, mull it over, and just kind of pivot and adapt with it and see what next evolution comes from that. So yeah, really excited.
So for those of you who don't know, Headshot Toby's studio is based here in Spark House in Lincoln. They offer flexible office spaces, business mentoring, and even have virtual offices if you're not quite ready for a full-time desk. As a sole trader and a photographer with lots of equipment, it was really important that I found somewhere that had space for me that was affordable, so that I had plenty of room to grow my business in a way that was scalable. And Spark House may just be the perfect solution too for you. Get in touch today by emailing sparkhouse@lincoln.ac.uk. And you'll also find that email address in the show notes below. So, brand new episodes for season 4 will be coming to you shortly. I hope you're as excited as we are about the new look Built to be Seen podcast. If you have any questions about branding, personal branding, showing up online and being visible, or even your own personal confidence in doing so, fire some questions over to us and we'll be happy to answer those in upcoming episodes.